Hello there. Oh, come and have a seat. I'm so excited to see you. I'm so glad you responded to my inquiry. Yes, please have a seat. Welcome to my office. Do you need anything? Madam Tooth Fairy, I have been such a big fan for a very, very long time. I have a question though. Is your first name Tooth, last name Fairy? Okay, yeah. When I sent out my correspondence, I did think about that. And because, you are a figure of myth and legend, it is a little bit difficult to find information about you that is proper. So I'm just going to make a little note of that, okay? Okay, so thank you for coming in. So how are you doing? Good, yeah, I'm sure you're a very busy lady. I am impressed that you even had the time. But I assume that you're here, it's because you're interested in my new venture for you. Absolutely. Well, let me just talk you through it. I'll go over a few things. I have a little bit of a, so I'm prepared a little bit, but I just want you to be comfortable. This is just a conversation between friends, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the basics first, okay? So, who am I? My name's Basil. I am an entrepreneur. I am a multi-billionaire. And really not many people know about me because, the billionaires that are sort of known to everybody, they're the ones that really want the attention, right? They're the ones that really crave that sort of the news cycle to be revolving around them. But there are, of course, so many quiet billionaires that love exploiting people, love making sure that the world suffers and dies, and we just don't want to be bothered, So that's me. That's me. One of the things that you have to know about me, just so that you know who you're working with, I love making money. Okay, making money is one of my favorite pastimes, and I'll be honest, the way that I make money is a little different than how other people make money. A lot of people think it's because I work really hard and I'm constantly on the move and I'm always doing this, that, and that. Really, I just have money and I put it in stock. The stock increases and I make more money. And because I'm putting so much money into the stock and so much money into different assets that are not liquid, I'm able to ensure that those assets continue to rise. And if they don't rise, say the stock falls or anything, then I just make a little bit of a hubbub. I go over to the government and I'm just like, hey, can we just could you help us out a little bit? And they're just like, oh, of course. And it's really it's a very robust system, I'll say. And of course, I don't just love making money. I would say that is, billionaires, we're not all cut from the same cloth. We don't all love making money. I do. But one of the other things, of course, is I do hate the poors. Poors, that is, yes, the poor people. I really, they're just not nice to look at. So what if I don't really see them as human anymore and that I've lost touch with my humanity? I honestly think that, I just need them to go over there. I just need them to just not be near me. But of course I need them to exist because if they don't exist, then who am I going to exploit, right? I mean, I kind of love the poors in that way. And that's why there's a bit of a hypocrisy within me. But, it's something I'm working on. Yeah. So those are just the basics about me. So just so that you know. So let's talk about why I reached out to you specifically, Madam Tooth Fairy, in regards to... Should I call you Madam Tooth Fairy? Madam Fairy. Okay, I can totally do that. Quick question. How did it make you feel that, humankind sort of took your last name and used it as a slur against queer people? Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's just say the reason why I reached out to you was because, one, your reputation is, absolutely amazing. No one speaks badly about you. Kids love you, and the things that you have the qualities that I would need in sort of a business partner, and of course you're very iconic, and by that I do mean that everybody's heard of you. Yes, so if you get behind a product, if you get behind a business venture, you are going to, of course, come out with so much money. And I don't understand why you wouldn't want that. You do, of course, also have years of business experience. You know, the fact that you go around, you have your little helpers to go collect teeth and whatnot. I did hear about how you treat them and how you pay them. It needs a little bit of work. I think you pay them too highly, and you also give them a bit of, you care about them too much. Your workers, yeah. I think that this is just some helpful advice from me to you. I think that you really should, think about the fact that if you care about them too much and if they feel cared for, they're not going to work very hard. You know, they're not going to feel fear. And if they don't feel fear, then why are they going to work for you? You know, and like, what's the deal with that? Yeah. So, otherwise, those are the reasons why I reached out to you specifically. Any questions so far? What is the business venture? Okay, yes, well, I'm gonna get to that. So, this business venture is going to revolve around a product. I will show you the product later. I need to build it up a little bit, okay? But the structure of the business itself is going to be a little different, okay? It's a little different than the norm, and I think it's really honestly a very well set up way of having a business and having, because essentially you don't have workers anymore. It empowers the people underneath. And, you know, I may hate the poors, but I do want them to feel empowered, just so that I feel like they don't, rise against people like me. So, if you are to be a part of this business venture, you are going to be a business owner, right? You're also going to be a part owner of this. You know, you're not going to be, you will be directly under me, right? So I'll be at the top and then you'll be under me. And there's going to be a few others. Yes. A few other sort of big name people. You are one of them. And of course, the Grim Reaper is another one. You know, he was a splendid guy. And I also did talk about two fairy godmother. I understand you guys have beef. Yes, I understand. You're both fairies. You have last name fairy. She has first name fairy. And it's caused a bit of friction. That's okay. Anyway, the reason why, so I'll be at the top, you and other people will be underneath, and then you will have other people underneath you, a la your workers. So the way that it works is that I make money from your contribution as a business owner to the market, to the the actual business, and then you would make money by selling the product, because it's a really fantastic product, right? Like the product will sell, and it will sell to other people, and you'll make money off of that. And you'll also make money by recruiting other people to also be business owners under you, right? So it'll be me, and then it'll split into say 3, and then it'll split into more on each one, right? And it'll create this sort of shape. I don't think that we've come up with a word for that kind of shape, but it's really easy. Yeah. You're already a salesperson. Teeth are already part of your business model. So it's going to be very easy for you to sell something that is not teeth, something that is, because of course, well, you're buying teeth, right? But I understand you sell them in the black market. You do some shady stuff. I'm fairly certain, because what kind of altruism are you doing if you're just taking teeth and giving money to people and not having anything in return? I mean, honestly, part of my wonder is, and part of my the reason why I wanted you to come here is because I feel like you there's a secret that you have that you're just not giving me, and I feel like that secret is going to have give me a lot of money. So anyway, that is how it works. So you would be a business owner under me, and then you would recruit people and you would sell your product. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, you're very concerned about the product. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about this product. You're going to be really, it's going to blow your mind. Okay, this is the product. Okay, take a look at it. What do you think? What is it? Is it not obvious? I mean, yes, it is a sort of 3 rock spheres sort of merged together, but it's way more than that, right? It's a paperweight, for one. It's very small for a paperweight, but it is a paperweight. It's also, it really helps balance your chi. Yes, so I have a few private islands. Those private islands are, of course, off the coast. They're closer to Asia, and so when I'm there, I sort of feel a part of their culture. Yes, so yes, and of course. I got this brilliant idea of like something to balance someone's chi. So this rock, when it's with you, it helps balance the chi within your body because there's a chi system within you that I've learned about. I don't think anyone's heard about this before, and honestly, I think I am the person that's really discovering it because I don't think that they really know how it works over there. So yeah, this will help balance the chi, and then. What does balancing chi do? Well, what it does is that when you balance someone's chi, you feel better, and it makes you more productive. It makes you a better person. It makes you, it solves so many problems in today's world where everybody's glued to their phones. They're constantly feeling bad, and this is going to help with that. Okay, and if someone were to opt to buy the product with the $300 bundle, it will include a fourth ball on top. Now, this one is not attached. This one is, and what this does is this helps balance the chi, but this will help balance the chi that's balancing. Yeah. So it's gonna like work more effectively. Okay. So now that I've showed you the product, let's go ahead and talk about how it will benefit everybody. So you are going to make money, and that money is going to come to me, and the people that you bring in to buy off of you will then need to bring other people to buy off of them. But at that point, it's not going to really matter whether it's related to me or whether it's related to you, right? Like it's so far gone, it's so far removed from us, and we're going to be making the most money. Of course, I'm going to be making the most money, but you're going to be making the second most money. If you play your cards right. So, let's talk about onboarding because I can tell you're very interested. Yeah. So. In onboarding, there's a few things that I'm going to need you to do before we can sort of finalize everything and get you a part of this and get you in on this product, which I'll remember it's to help balance your chi. This is, of course, just as an FYI, because you might get this. Some might say it's cultural appropriation, but, I discovered it. As someone who is not of that culture, I discovered it, and therefore it is mine. As a billionaire, that is just what we do. And, it's really not something that you should really be concerned about. Okay, so back to onboarding. Let's talk about investment. So you are going to have to invest a bit into it. You're going to have to get some of your own product to sell, because how are you going to sell something you don't have, right? You're going to have your own inventory of it. And so you're going to need to have a little bit of an investment, right? And then we'll get to that at the end, but that is one of the things. Next, you're going to need to bear the mantle of ambassador. So you're going to be Ambassador Tooth Fairy. And, I know you have so much letterhead. You have, your business cards. You have your big sign. I mean, honestly, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to up your prestige. You're going to be Ambassador Tooth Fairy now. An ambassador for what? For balancing your chi. So that is one of the things that you're going to have to keep in mind. But because of that, we're going to have to really hit the social media. Okay, so we need you, first and foremost, we need you on LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is where everything's happening. From what I understand as a billionaire, LinkedIn is really where it's happening. So I need you to be on there, and you need to be Ambassador Tooth Fairy, correct? After Ambassador Tooth Fairy on LinkedIn, you also need to hit the popular sites. You need to get on you need to get on X, formerly known as Twitter. A fellow billionaire owns it. So, we kind of have to be on that. Also, Facebook, you have to get the old people into it. If you're not on Facebook, then, they can be the crux of this business. So, just hit all the social media sites, okay? And then, of course, I'm going to need you to host parties. Now, I know that you, as a Tooth Fairy, are not known to make many appearances, but you're going to need to drop that. I'm going to need you to contact everybody you know. You have a phone book. I know that. Yes, you're old enough to have a phone book, and it's not just on your phone. you need to get in contact with everybody you know, get them together and pitch them this idea, because when they buy it from you, that's how you make money, and you can even bring them into it, right? It's an opportunity for you and an opportunity for them. It's really a way for everybody to make money, and it's this money to go around everywhere. So it's just something to keep in mind. That is something that we are going to mandate a few parties per year. By a few, I do mean 52, right? So that accounts for around once a week. There is a little bit of reputation. You might be known as the annoying friend once this happens. But would you rather be just plain old Tooth Fairy, or the ambassador Tooth Fairy that's kind of annoying sometimes? I would rather go with the latter. And with all of that, that will be it. So if you have any questions, please tell me now. Otherwise, we'll move over to the payment. Okay, I hear your concern. I can potentially drop the fairy godmother. Okay. Yeah, I can totally do that. Is there anything else? You're not very well versed in social media. That's okay. I have a team of people that can help you with that. Yeah, and actually, I have a Nepo baby. They're only 2, but they're very good at social media. They're on their iPad all the time. So they can help set things up for you. Okay? Okay. So, all right. With payment, that will be, of course, $200,000 as a sort of signing bonus from you to me. And then also you're going to buy, let's say, $3 million in product, which, of course, each product is going to be... do you want the bundle with the extra 4th one, or did you want to just buy the standard? Okay, I would suggest the bundle. The bundle is very important because you want to make sure that the balancing of your chi is balanced. Yeah, okay, so we'll do the bundle. Yeah, I see. I knew you were smart. So with the bundle, that will then... So that was $300 for the bundle, on top of the regular 200. So that's 500 times. So that would end up being, gosh, I'm so bad at math. But that will be, of course, $1.5 billion. So, okay, your eyes went a little big. That's okay. I can help liquidate your current Tooth Fairy business. I can actually... Yeah, I can help liquidate that. If you want me to purchase that off of you for that amount, then I would own the Tooth Fairy business, and then you would get the product, but then you would then make money when you sell the product. Okay? Yeah, see, because if I own it, then you don't have to pay, and then you can sell it, and then you are left being Ambassador Tooth Fairy, the best title of all, and I would just get, your business. It's fine. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Well, if that is it, then I'm going to need you to sign this paperwork. Luckily, I had it handy. I'm going to have you sign this paperwork here. Let me just fill in some of the blanks here. Okay. Okay. This right here. Can you sign? Right there. Here, and you can have a pen. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Oh, lovely signature. Okay, well, I am so happy to be in business with you, Madam Tooth Fairy, or should I say Ambassador Tooth Fairy now. So, I, of course, knew that this would end in mutual agreement, and honestly, just I knew you would be susceptible. I don't mean susceptible. I, of course, mean open to this sort of business venture. And as a gesture of goodwill and a gesture of thanks, I did, of course, get you a bag of teeth. I know how much you love teeth, so I did, in fact, take this from a lot of the poors in my neighborhood. It was a little bit of a hassle, but unfortunately, I have power and they don't, so this will be for you to take home. And with that, that'll be it. Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck. I know you are going to have so much money in the future. Yes, absolutely. Okay then, well, have a good one.